So, I completely forgot to record a video. There's the old steering rack. New one's already in. Took his front lip off, took the bottom engine cover off. It's literally four 10mm bolts. This one's a little, or the sides are a little tricky. The front bolt you're not gonna see here because there's a side cover, you need to remove that. And then on the front, there's a clip. So that's another thing there. Anyway, you get all that off. Take the radiator mounts off, which are gonna be down here. 2 bolts, rip that. And then take the harness, which is here. And then you're gonna have another ground here, and then you're gonna have the big boy plug that runs the motors themselves behind it right here. Make sure when you reinstall it, use dielectric grease. Always my #1 thing, especially with something that's this low in the car, because you're always gonna get corrosion and water and all sorts of crap. Dielectric grease is gonna kind of save your connectors and give you a good solid connection. #2, when you pull this off, you're gonna have to take the, let me see, there you go. The steering knuckle, you take it off from this side. If you wanna mark it, you can mark it. That way you know where center line is. You're gonna have to take it off the old one and put it on the new rack. And then the other thing is alignment with the rack. So make sure that when you mark this, you count the teeth from the center. So you're gonna have like an edge here when you pull this off and you have it on the ground. The bottom spline, let me show you on this one. Just a pro tip. You can see here the bottom spline has this pin. And what you can do is you can count from the center line of that pin. Here, let's see if I can get this to focus in. All right, you can count from the center line of the pin over to where you'll see this tooth drop. And if I'm not mistaken, I counted from the center here 1, 2, 3. And then 3 is where I put that plastic piece that had that alignment like bar that went across the edge. And then when you slide on that knuckle, just make sure that you can see where the knuckle will fit and where it actually touches and it cleans. Because you can see here it's dirty and here it's clean. You can see the edge that it matches up. So make sure that when you put your new rack in, orient this the exact same way and line this up with a bolt that's on the bottom here so your rack stays in alignment when you take the top and stick it into the steering shaft. So just make sure that you get this lined up, throw it on there, throw the bolt in, have somebody assist you put this in. I have my assistant here, Evan. And when you throw this in here, you're gonna see you have a flat spot. And then that flat spot's gonna kind of line up with what you've got here. That's gonna be your second, your other indicator here to get it aligned. At the end of the day, the alignment of where you're gonna put the, where you find center, they can just reposition your steering wheel. You wanna avoid that as much as possible or avoid that kind of adjustment. So this is critical to get everything kind of like dialed in. And you just do it here. So that's that. And then these are guys, 17mm. This one's easy to get. The one on top, if you especially have an aftermarket racing beat sway bar like this guy does, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. So what I did for this is shallow 17. Actually, no, I ended up using a wrench on this and just kind of got it to go halfway. Once it went halfway, gave it some torque, boom, cracked it. All right, and then again, you know, patience. That's it. That's gonna be your best bet for this guy. And then same thing with this one on the other edge is this one you're gonna have to pull it out and then you can walk it in this direction. Once this is loose and you can kind of drop the rock a little bit, it'll pull back out. Another thing, the radiator can move a little bit. That'll give you a little bit. This one's tricky. This one you have to get it into the hole first before you put the rack up. That's gonna be your lifesaver on that one. And it's gonna be super simple. Once you get aligned, get it to, you know, hand thread it first to get it to grab, and once it grabs, give it a couple turns and then hit it with your ratcheting wrench or regular wrench, whatever you want to do. You're good to go there. So next, I'm gonna add on the new aftermarket tie rod ends that he's got. Guy's got Bilsteins. Anyway, aftermarket tie rod ends. Then I'm gonna put it on the floor to give it more or less like a quick little floor alignment, and then get it towed from here to the alignment shop, and that's pretty much all she wrote.